Hey, hello out there. Bob and Lou at the Two Old Guys Garage. It's been a while since I published a video. However, here we are again. This is going to be part 96 or episode 96, whatever you want to call it. Today is August 2nd, 2026. And what we have, today's subject is the engine started skipping again. And as expected, 8 months ago in episodes 81, 82, we had a skip that was the spark plug rubber boots too close to the exhaust manifold and burning out. And if you recall or did not see those, rubber is good to 200 degrees F and silicon is good to 500 to 600 F. And what we did is we changed the boot on that shorted piece to silicon, and it worked good. But the same issue on the other side at cylinders number
6,
3 and 5 is the same on this side, on the passenger side with 4 and 6. So Lou started picking up a skip, and here's what we found. This is number 6. And as you can see, it's not the boot, it's actually the wire that burned through. So we're going to clean this up, and we're going to cut this short and redo it with a silicon end, and that should take care of that problem. So we'll get back after a while when we start doing our thing. I'm going to pause here, be back after a while. Hey, back again, all fixed. New boot. Kind of moved some of the wires around to have better clearance, and Lou just moved it outside and started it up, and it's running on 8 cylinders. So that was the problem. Surprisingly, the rubber boots between 4 and 6 are not that bad shape. I would have thought 8 months later that the boot on number 6 would have been the next issue, but it was actually the wire of number 6 that apparently got too close to the manifold, so we've redressed that too. And as I indicated when I paused, we cut the end off, which you can see, there's the cut where it will be leaking out, and was able to clean off the discoloration on the plug wire with a little bit of lacquer thinner, which was all black, indicating it was carbon from electrical discharge. So we're okay. Good for another 8 months anyway.
Yeah, for another 8 months.
Oh, you want to talk about the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of months ago, Lou and I were going, actually on one of the episodes we did talk about
YouTube, right?
his early. It's actually better without that.
Without that?
Yeah, because of colors. Anyway, what we did a few months back is we went through all of his stuff and we pulled out a bunch of his photos of history of what he had done. And I'm going to go through them now again. So I'm going to start here on the left, which is July 66, and this is Lou's first hot rod. He's a T-bucket man, I guess.
Yeah, that was a T-bucket that I built. It was built on a Model A frame, little 283 with a 4-speed in it.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then we move up to this 5-window. This is 33 or 34?
No, this is 34.
34 coupe.
Yeah.
Okay. And what, you built that?
Okay, I built this one here for a guy that had all kinds of cars. This guy had more cars than Carter could talk. And then, so I built this 34 for him. I put a rear end in it and put the motor in it, did the firewall and some of the floorboard. And then as you can see, we'll move down some pictures here. Okay, that's when he was picking it up. And then in turn, he gave me this Corvette, which had the Had to been restored. It was originally was a fuel injected 4-speed, and but it had to, it was somebody just let it go all the shit. So he gave me that for doing the 34, and this Corvette was number 30. I think it's either 37 or 38 built.
Serial number?
Serial number.
Low serial number.
Yeah, I guess. And my partner had the sister to this car that he bought from this guy.
Next to sequential numbers?
Yes, they were sequential numbers.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so what happened to this thing?
Okay, I traded this for my 33.
Okay.
And
that's this one.
That's that one there.
Yeah,
somewhere I have a picture of that.
That's the 33, and that I think is at Andy's Picnic?
No, that's in Ohio. That's this shot here and this shot here. That's Cheryl's dad's front yard.
Oh, so you drove it to Ohio?
To Ohio, yeah, for the Nationals.
Okay, so what's this one?
That's John Russo from Pleasanton. They came over one day to do something, and I took a picture of his car there.
No,
it was
Russo the guy that you did the truck bed?
Yeah, that's the one I did the truck bed for.
Truck bed, yeah.
And this is a 34 with a big block fuel injected.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now we get to the interesting part.
Okay.
The 33, you traded for the Vicky?
Yes, I traded a 33 for the Vicky, and then we went to Andy's Picnic, and Chanel had some paper and stuff in her lap doing pictures, and I told her to write a for sale sign, and driving into the fairgrounds, the guy saw it. Saw the sign, and I told him, well, meet me inside, because all the cars were all in line driving in, and
he gave you money, right?
Yeah, he bought it. I told him on 18.5 for it, and he gave me $6,000 cash right there. And then the following week he came back from
to Pleasanton.
Came back to Pleasanton to the Good Guys Run, and. With the rest of the money. And it's really funny, the car, it was registered in Oregon, had Oregon plates, and he lived in Oregon. So it was perfect for him.
Destined to become.
Yeah.
So what did you end up afterwards with this?
That was it.
That was it.
That was it for a while.
That was it for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
So
then I added on to my house and stuff. And
so this is interesting. Now this is from Oakland Roadster Show 86.
Yeah.
First place in class. And you didn't build the whole car.
No, I did a lot of work in that car. Put a rear end and stuff in it, and did a bunch of other little odds and ends before the Roadster Show. And he won his class.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like
and it was also, that car was also in Street Scene magazine, and then of course he had people's name who helped him work on the car, so my name was in the magazine somewhere. I had one of the magazines. I don't know where the hell happened to it.
Yeah. Okay, so now this one.
Yeah, this is a 30. The 32 I built for the guy that owned a trucking company.
And this was 86.
Yeah.
I
built that from the ground up.
And then that was the one that the motor he supplied was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's the one.
And he agreed, and you went to Vic Hubbard, I think?
Yeah, Vic Hubbard's built a new blower motor for it.
Built a blower motor for it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of those pictures, and your next vehicle would have been the LOT built here?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, by then I got involved in other stuff, and then once I retired, we moved out to Texas and stuff. And after Cheryl retired, we moved to Texas because I was already retired 6 or 7 years before she did. No, longer than that. I've been retired over 20 years.
So the yellow T
was the first one I built.
You built that here in this garage?
Yeah, right.
Back when the garage was only
one garage. It was
from here to there, and did not have the extension that we added. Yeah. And if you're interested in looking at that, at our YouTube website, at the Two Old Guys Garage, there are links to the yellow T. In fact, I think the picture there shows Lou and I, me with my 32 Coupe and Lou with his T at one of the car shows.
One of the car shows.
Yeah. But also there's a link there where I submitted both my Coupe and Lou's T to Motortrend Reader Rides. So if you click on the link to Reader's Rides for the T, you'll see the coupe, yellow coupe in all its splendor. So I guess that's about it, huh?
Yeah, for right now, until we do some other crazy things.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is, this is, as I said, August 2nd. This is about the 4th week of triple-digit weather. And today we're having a good day because it's only 94. But, God, I mean, 105, that's not counting the heat index either. So not much doing, kind of staying with the air conditioning. And Lou's got a problem there because we took a trip to California, just got back Friday, and his house lower air conditioning bit the dust.
Yeah, big time.
Big time, blew up circuit boards inside, so he's working to get that fixed. So I guess that's about it for this.
Old Gray here is
Yeah. So you're still daily driving?
Yeah, it's a daily driver. It's nice having air conditioning and everything in it. It's nice.
Well,
It's a lot. One thing though, the temp does get up a little bit in this baby.
Shit, it's 100+ degrees out there.
Yeah, so you figure driving at 100 outside, vacuum air, this thing's getting about 190, 200.
That's more than sufficient.
Yeah, so as long as it doesn't, it doesn't overheat so far yet. So.
Okay, so I guess that's it. I'm gonna publish this later on today, and otherwise we're really not doing much of anything. This is the first.
If John should see any of this, John Russo.
John Russo, yeah.
Try to get a hold of this.
Yeah, we're still trying to get a hold of John Russo.
Nice.
He did make a comment on one of our videos, right? That's how we.
Yeah, that's how we knew who he was.
Yeah, he was a viewer on one of our videos. So we were attempting to, or Lou was attempting to contact him, talk about the truck beds and old guy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it again. Y'all take care out there. Like, subscribe, all that bullshit they talk about. All right, so I'm signing off. Take care, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.